You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we've watched Caitlin Clark take a whole lot of hate from members of the WNBA. Now, I tend to believe that it is jealousy because they are watching something happen that they simply could not accomplish. Well, maybe one of those things is just be likable. I mean, but Caitlin Clark is making a transition. She's leaving Iowa women's basketball after a historic run in both as a player and as popularity, and her popularity has skyrocketed. And we are witnessing, at least in a very early interim, some of that popularity transferring over to what has been a disastrous WNBA league. No matter what the media wants you to think, this league, of course, would not be around anymore if it wasn't for the actual NBA. The ratings are not good, no matter how much ESPN or the WNBA wants to brag about it. Neither has attendance been good. It's still bad. All right, and there's still many games they can't sell out, no matter what. All right, and we've talked about just the likability factor with some of their players. I don't know anybody that watches the WNBA. But people are starting to at least peek in the direction of the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. Now, many believe she's going to be the first overall pick in the WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever. And there is a major movement, especially by NBC Sports, to get the most popular player we've ever seen come out of women's college basketball, to get her into the Paris Olympics on Team USA. So that's where we'll start, because now we've got a WNBA, and I think even more importantly, a women's Olympic legendary basketball player, and she won some real gold. We got Lisa Leslie now sending a very stern message about the fact that Caitlin Clark needs to be on Team USA. And it's not even so much for her popularity. She is getting some respect, finally, from anybody. And, of course, Leslie's not there anymore, but she's finally getting some respect from somebody that had been in the WNBA. So let's take a look at this. Former Hawkeyes guard, Caitlin Clark's busy spring could turn into a busier summer. Clark spent her final moments in her Hawkeyes uniform battling undefeated South Carolina in the national championship game on April 7th. On Monday, Clark likely will be selected by the Indiana Fever with the number 1 draft pick, beginning her professional career. But there's a chance that Clark, who also will be rocking red, white, and blue with Team USA this summer at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Lisa Leslie, a 3-time WNBA MVP and 4-time Olympic gold medalist, wants to see Clark make that USA basketball roster. Quote, "She's better on the Olympic team," Leslie told ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. "We should not leave the country without her. She's a bona fide baller. There's no doubt she's already one of the best players in the world." Oh, Diana Taurasi and some of those folks, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. I mean, they're so ate up with hatred over this girl's popularity. It's going to be interesting to see if she, how is she accepted into the league, okay, the activist league, and even to Team USA. You could, in theory, see some drama because that team is ate up with those very WNBA players. Clark, also the only collegiate athlete to be selected to Team USA's 14-player training camp roster in Cleveland. She missed the mandatory 3-day camp, however, as it overlapped with the Final Four. Well, nobody can blame her for that. So let's go over here. Now, look, I'm sure Team USA, NBC Sports, they'll probably have to convince her to be on that team, but I'm sure they absolutely want her there. That's money. That's television revenue. So we'll have to see if she actually goes. Well, I'm very interested to see what the ratings are going to look like. It's going to look even worse for the WNBA when only her games potentially draw any ratings. That's gonna confirm what we have all suspected for a very long time. Nobody wants to watch these unlikable chicks in the WNBA, and in large part, it's because of their politics. Caitlin Clark is having a significant impact on the WNBA even before her arrival. Clark, the transcendent Iowa star and presumptive first overall pick in the WNBA draft, is driving an uptick in interest and ticket prices to see the Indiana Fever. The Fever, second to last in WNBA home attendance last season, averaging 4,067 fans. Wow. By comparison, I think WWE SmackDown last night drew 15,000 fans. I mean, come on. The Fever, second to last in home attendance, would only confirm a, quote, spike in ticket interest, declining to comment on specifics. Now, last night I did a video where we talked about the fact that the WNBA, for lack of a better way of putting it, is deriding Caitlin Clark straight to trying to double their television revenue contract. I mean, they're using her right out of the gate. But the team is responding to the surge of interest by taking the unprecedented step of pre-selling single-game tickets to 2 games per day over a 15-game stretch heading into Monday. The pre-sales have been selling briskly. By Thursday afternoon, only a handful of seats outside the balcony level remain from the batch of tickets made available earlier in the day for games against the Seattle Storm and Dallas Wings. Gamebridge Fieldhouse, where the Fever and Indiana Pacers play, has a capacity more than 18,000. Oh man, if you start seeing, 15,000 fans show up for her games when Brittany Griner's return, couldn't even think pulled 11,000 or less, it's going to be hilarious. Meanwhile, Ticket Marketplace Vivid Seats reports the team's regular season opener, a May 14th road game against the Connecticut Sun, has seen a price increase of 91% since Clark declared for the draft. The Fever's home opener, May 16th against the Liberty, has seen a 50% increase since Clark declared. And this is a very interesting statement we're about to see. A ticket platform, SeatGeek, the average Fever resale price for home games is currently $182, a 136% increase from 2023. Now listen to the kind of pull Caitlin Clark has. That shift is typically only seen in the NBA, coming as a result of a player like LeBron James changing teams. Wow. Quote, this is definitely the most significant example I can think of on the women's side. Chris Leedon, the director of growth marketing at SeatGeek. 3 things drive demand for tickets. It's 1, how popular is the team overall? 2, it's how good the team is, and winning always drives up demand. 3, and to me, is the star player factor. And this absolutely checks the box. Wow. Clark is not limited to Fever home games. The Las Vegas Aces moved their July 2nd Indiana game against Indiana from the Michelob Ultra Arena to the larger T-Mobile Arena as a direct result of demand for tickets, according to a team spokesperson. Wow. So they literally had to change the size of the arena to be able to accommodate the demand for people wanting to see Caitlin Clark. I guarantee you there are people going to WNBA games that never even considered it before. And it's going to be interesting. Once she's in the league, how are these activists going to react to her and her popularity? And if she comes in and starts dropping 25 a night, oh, man, it's going to be crazy. It really is. Wow. This league, it's shocking. It really is that anything was capable of moving the needle of the WNBA. The straight white girl is saving the WNBA. Oh, God. Oh, the very league that produced Sue Bird, Megan Rapinoe's wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend. What's Megan calling her exactly these days? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.